Mini Kabob, how can I help you? It's a pork tenderloin, chicken thigh, and ground chicken with fresh basmati rice, hummus, and roasted veggies. My name is Armen I guess you could say co-owner of Mini Kabob, but I just work for my mom and dad. The food that we're serving is a general idea of what people understand to be Armenian. It's the stuff that we are very familiar with as a culture, cooking on skewers over an open fire. We're like smack in the heart of Glendale. I think Glendale populates like 450,000 Armenians, the second biggest or third biggest population out of Armenia. It's pretty cool because we're a very small population of people. We're like 6 million throughout the whole world. There's a lot of kebab restaurants here. And I feel like a lot of people are in it for the business, whereas my mom and dad actually like to cook the food that they're cooking. Every time somebody comes in here, it's like somebody's a part of our family. I jumped on board with mom and dad about 4 years ago, but I've been in and out since I was 6 years old, wrapping mini kebabs. Honestly, I was making mini kebabs just so I could go buy a fake gold watch from the 99-cent store down the street. All right, so these are our mini kebabs. This is why the business started. So what I like to do is turn it off so the residual heat cooks the finishing part of everything. This part that's happening, for me, is the magic. You get like smoky butter taste to it. My dude over there, he loves it too. And he's Korean, and that makes me happy. This is a very Iranian Armenian thing. Specific to Iran, this is like more of the Persian culture. Shadlav. Once you walk in, you see my mom, my dad, and myself. It's a family thing. We have hands-on with everything that we're cooking. You know, like the salads are from scratch. The meat that we're cooking is freshly skewered on the grill. We're talking in Armenian, but we're also trying to speak in English. My mom and dad got accents, you know, they're immigrants. So they're living their best life as they know consciously possible. So that, like, for me, encompasses Mini Kabob. Our combination plates are bestseller. The combo plate comes with the pork tenderloin, the chicken thigh meat, and our ground chicken skewer. Fresh basmati rice that we cook over in a pot. We wash, we free it of all the starch, put hot water again, and we season accordingly, and then we finish it back in the pot. We fire roast veggies, tomatoes, jalapenos, and then on top we finish it off with onions, parsley, and sumac. Okay. And with the ground beef, nice little knob of butter, quick finish, gives it that gloss towards the end. So I try to form it into a ball prior to putting it on top. Ayo! Sumac is dried up berries, ultimately. It's got hints of acid, really complementary to the ground beef or the ground chicken and the rice. And so with the sprinkle on top, it gives us this nice, beautiful, colorful finish to the whole dish. And it makes sense. When you're eating it, you get the bread, you get the meat, you get the hummus, you get the toom. You know, you wrap them up like it's a little taco or burrito, and then just put it down. Our falafel is one of our best sellers here. We shallow fry it, and we serve it with our crazy salad and some hummus and bread. However, the falafel is my grandma's recipe from Egypt. My grandma was born there in Alexandria. So people usually do pressing wise. I like to do it by hand. And I like to form that shape usually, and then I always go away from me. That way I can control the color that the falafel comes out in. It's just a bunch of veggies mixed up together. It's almost like half the size of a hockey puck. It's what I like to make references to. So this is actually almost ready. A lot of love into our food. We'll wash the chickpeas and then we'll grind it with herbs and spices and a couple things I can't tell you because my grandma would. She saw me do it. First timer? Where you at? Service Titan? Nice, bro. Welcome. If you have any questions, let me know, okay? You know Michael Jordan, he said he wasn't the best player ever, but he worked hard at it to become what he was known as the best player ever. I'm not saying we're the best player ever, but we work damn well hard for what we do and what we give to the consumer. I'll get you guys your check in 1 single second. Do you guys want 2 bags or 1 bag? But from A to Z, what you eat is made in-house. So we make the kebabs from scratch, like our ground beef and our ground chicken. We fabricate the meats, we break them down, we season them, then we grind it. You know, the chicken thigh, the beef shish kebab, we fabricate them. We get rid of the unnecessary fat, the silver skin. We even soak our meat in cold water for an hour before we marinate overnight for service the following day. And so I think the thing that differentiates us is us not being lazy and us not cutting corners and actually putting proper traditional cultural technique behind the food that we're serving to the general consumer in the greater Los Angeles community. everybody talks to each other when they're in there because it gives this like intimacy to it. Everybody knows my mom and dad, they know their faces, and some people actually say they remind me of my grandparents, they remind me of my parents, and so they love coming and sitting down, eating, chit-chatting with my dad, laughing, cracking jokes, watching my mom dance on Instagram. So my dad didn't actually start Mini Kabob. However, he purchased the restaurant 24 years ago. He's been cooking for like 50 years, this man. My dad was kind of like this rebel of a child, left his house at like 14. He went to Russia, you know, he served in the Russian army. He was the chef of the Russian army. It's all about having consistency, not having to report to anybody. Him doing what he wants to do and doing it every day with the love and care that he's able to kind of oversee and overlook. I came back to the restaurant about 3-4 years ago, solely to cross-market and increase sales to ultimately expand over and then franchise. But throughout the years that I've been here, I don't want a franchise. And I low-key kind of want to just keep it as this small mom and pop shop. Just because the energy and the vibes that, you know, people feel when they come here, they remember their parents and the food that their mom and dad used to cook. So there's a lot of, you know, empathizing and kind of taking people back, nostalgia when eating at Mini Kabob. From my perspective, that's what the community likes, that's what the people love.